gamer friends, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Josiah, and we are ready to roll. We're going to be talking today about our games that won May.
This is one of my favorite things that we do. I absolutely love going back over the month and seeing exactly what we did and getting to pick out some highlights.
Yep, highlights. And also some lowlights.
That's true. We pick out some lowlights too.
Yeah.
If you are not interested in the first part of this video, we're going to put a timestamp of when we actually start talking about games, and you can skip all this and go straight to that if you'd like to. But first, we like to start with our stats.
Yep. So we had 70 plays in the month of May.
Yeah, that's a good month.
Yeah, that's better than
it's been.
Yeah, than it's been. We've had a couple low months.
We did. Last month was more average. It was like in the 60s. I can't remember exactly how much. And then now it's up to 70. And I feel like 60 to 70, that's pretty much our average.
It is. That's where we like to sit.
Yes.
Yep.
And our H index was 4. So I can't remember. I should have put down how many games we actually played. I think it was 30-something games.
I can't remember.
So 70 plays over. Yeah, I can't remember.
We'll print it on the screen.
Okay. But our H index was 4. And we played with 8 players. Now, these are players that we actually know. And then we've also played with a bunch of people on BGA that we don't know. But for the players that we do know, we played with 8 different people.
Yeah, which is good.
I think so.
Yeah. So also we wanted to talk about some of our channel news. We got new mics in the month of May.
Yeah, that was really exciting. It was our very first equipment upgrade.
Yeah.
And because we just started with the basics when we started the channel, because we didn't know how it was going to go, or even if we'd really enjoy doing it, but we do. So we decided it was time to upgrade our bad mics to some mics where you can actually hear us a little bit better.
Yeah, these are DJI mic minis, and we decided that these would probably fit what we need for right now best. Who knows, maybe in the future we'll go up to the full DJI mic if needed. But for now, these are working out really well. Yeah,
actually, in about a year or so, we have some plans to do some things as far as studio goes. And so it might, we might do some upgrades by then. Our videos that did well this month, we had our top 2 videos was No Desire to Play These. That was our top video.
Yeah.
It actually came out at the end of April, but it got a ton of views for us as far as we go on our small little channel. Yeah, I got a ton of views. People wanted to see what games we did not have a desire to play from our top 100. And it's kind of funny because our second video was playing off of that a little bit. But it was called You Changed Our Minds.
Yep. So we had a bunch of comments about games that we said from the BGG Top 100 that we didn't have any interest in playing. We had a lot of comments saying, "Oh, actually, you should play this game because of this and this and this." And they were so convincing that it changed our minds.
Right.
And now we are excited to play some of those games because how they described the game was way more interesting than how BGG described it.
Agreed.
So thank you. And we definitely read every comment and we take it to heart for sure. If unless you're a jerk and are just trolling, then go on. But but for those who give us actual, real, authentic answers and constructive criticisms and things, we definitely take those to heart.
For sure. Just on a personal note, the month of May was exciting. Our oldest daughter got married.
Yep.
And that was really stressful and really fun, all rolled into one.
Right.
And so we've got 1 of 2 weddings down.
Yep.
And the second one is coming up in October for our other daughter. But so we are in full-blown planning for that wedding. But it went really well.
It was a beautiful wedding.
Excited about it.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with the game section. We're starting with skippable games. And we added this section into our Games That Won series because we like to stay pretty positive, but we also wanted to give you some feedback on games that we felt like, we weren't really keen on.
Right.
And you can take it or leave it. You might love the game, but we thought we would give you a little bit of feedback as far as games that we didn't really love playing this month.
Yep. The first one is one you only played. I didn't play it.
Yeah, so it was called Bunny Boom, and I only played it on BGA, and I'm really glad that I only played it on BGA. In fact, this is one of the only games I have ever played where I have actually stopped playing the game. It was that bad. I would say it was that bad of a game. Like, I did not enjoy this game. It definitely has like a take that element, which I don't mind at all.
Right.
We actually like the take that element, but it was really boring.
Okay.
And it didn't do anything. It was just basically you're trying not to have bunnies and you're trying to give bunnies to the other player and you have to place these tiles down. And it was just uninteresting completely.
Yeah.
And so this would be a game that I wouldn't go back to. And so
interesting.
Boo. Sad day, but it's just not good. And the art's good. It's so cute. And it looked like a game that I would really enjoy, and it was not. So take it or leave it.
Is that falling into the F category for you?
I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to give any game an F. And F is like, I never want to see that game again. So I would say it was definitely a D for sure. Okay. It's definitely a D.
Fair. Okay, and then another game that we played that fell short for us was Sumo. Mm-hmm. It's a little card game that it's a trick-taking game.
Two-player
trick-taking game, yep. And there's a sumo mat and a sumo card that moves back and forth between the two different sides of the players. Mm-hmm. And the idea is just to get it to move to their side and then one more to get it to
you're pushing them off their mat.
Off the mat,
yeah. So it sounds like it would be a pretty good game, but I felt like it didn't have enough cards. It wasn't long enough. Like, it was so fast.
Oh, yeah. We played a couple of games where it was over in like 20 seconds.
Yes. So it's like you're playing a card and then, this person can insta-win.
Yeah.
The end, because they happen to have that card.
Right.
And that it just wasn't fun. Like, there was so little strategy to this game.
It was almost bad. Pure luck.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have seen another game similar. What's it called? Slambo, maybe? And it looks like it's like a very similar style, maybe similar art, or maybe the same publisher or something, maybe even the same designers, I'm not sure. And I watched some content creators and they talked about Slambo and they liked it and they were talking about how good it was. And so I'm wondering if Slambo is the better choice of the two. I mean, obviously it's got to be the better choice, right?
Yeah.
I didn't like Sumo very much.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I will hold off judgment on Slambo because I heard other people really enjoy it. It might be a good one.
And we haven't played it.
We haven't played it.
Yeah.
But Sumo, we did play and not a fan.
I would put this in the D category.
Yes.
Not F. I mean, it's not that I would never play it again.
Right.
But I'm never going to choose it. And I'm probably going to discourage someone from choosing it if...
You'd be like, all right, it's boring, but whatever.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Next up is a game called The Hanging Gardens. This one we played on BGA. We played it with the two of us.
Yep.
And this one is not like the first two that we're talking about. This one was a much better game than both of those. We have it in the skippable category because it didn't really do anything exciting. There wasn't really anything like special about it or like really intriguing about it.
It was just okay.
It was just, it was okay. It's not one that I would want to spend money on though.
Right.
And that's kind of what I think of when I think of skippable. It's like this one I wouldn't spend money on.
Right. And there are other sort of tile placement games, many more that I would choose over this one.
Right. This one you are drafting tiles from kind of like is it a pyramid style or
no,
is it?
It's just columns. But you're building into a
build into a pyramid.
A pyramid, yeah.
And there's placement rules, like you get more points if you place this one in this row versus this row. You have to build from the bottom up.
Yeah.
And you have to place them adjacent. And so there's ways to score if you have different colors of flowers or groups that do different things.
I can see that where there's some strategy, some puzzle in the game. It just wasn't very exciting or fun.
Right. Yeah, just kind of a little lackluster.
Yeah.
I would have rated this one probably a C.
Yeah.
So it's like better than the other two, but it's just an okay game.
Yeah, that's where I'd put it. All right, and now for the section you've all been waiting for, our top games that won the month of May for each of us.
Okay, do you want to start or do you want me to?
You start.
Okay. All right. Number 5 on the list for me is a game called Hens. And this is a card game. And what you do is you're going to draw 2 cards, and you can either draw from the face down deck, or you can draw from whatever the player before you had discarded. Mm-hmm. And you draw 2 cards into your hand, and then from that you have to play a card out into your tableau. You're building a tableau of a 3x4 grid.
Is it 4?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And it can be either 3 rows like across and 4 rows vertically, or vice versa. It can go either way. You don't have to have it be a certain way. But anyway, and there are placement rules where when I place a card down, the next card has to either match in color, or it has to be in ascending or descending order number-wise. Yeah. And so I thought this was a really interesting card game. You score your biggest color, and then you also have a way to score your second biggest color. And they have little eggs on it. If you place your rooster right. Yeah, if you place your rooster right. And so it's been a little bit of a fun game, I think.
It's pretty fun, yeah. I mean, it's not super great.
It's not super exciting, no.
Yeah, but I would probably give it a B for sure.
Yeah.
I would say this was a good game.
Yes, I think it's a good game.
Yeah.
It reminds me a little bit of Castle Combo, because you're kind of placing cards in a certain way. And so I really enjoy those games where you're putting something out in your tableau, or Pixies is another one that's similar to that. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's as good as Castle Combo.
No, not even close.
Or as good as Pixies. But it's real close to that Pixies realm.
Yeah. So. For me, I've never played Pixies, so I can't speak to that one. Mm-hmm. But it's not even close for me to Castle Combo.
Right.
Because there's so much more comboing in Castle Combo.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's in the name.
For sure. Anyway, it's been fun. I enjoyed it. It was worth talking about because we hadn't talked about it yet. Yeah. I thought it was worth bringing up, and I enjoyed our plays of it this month.
Yeah, and it is a good game. Okay, my number 5 is The White Castle. This is a game that has skyrocketed on both of our lists.
Right. I think we've talked about it a few times recently.
Yeah. It's so good.
We're having a blast with The White Castle.
Yeah. In fact, it's probably, it's probably in my top 5 favorite games to play right now.
Yes, I would agree with that. We're having so much fun.
Yeah, if I'm making a hotness list for myself, it's definitely in the top 5.
Yes, agreed.
But yeah, you probably already know the game. You pick a dice, you draft a dice, you place it in a spot to get resources or take actions, and try and ascend the castle.
Right.
And so there's so much to it. There's so much game to it. Mm-hmm. And so many different ways you can go. You can go the garden route, or the army route, military route, or you can just focus on the castle, moving up, what do they call them? Courtiers?
Yeah, I think so.
Courtiers up in the castle. And it's just so good. And the way that you can get an engine going and get some combos that happen off of it. It's
one of those games really where your first turn, you're like, this is only 3 rounds. How are we going to do anything in this game? Yeah. But then by the end, you're doing all kinds of stuff.
Your turn is really long.
Yes, and it's super fun. Yeah. I've really enjoyed learning the ins and outs of this game. It's made me want the matcha expansion. And because I've heard that it adds an extra round. You guys might know better than we do, but I've heard it adds an extra round and some extra things that you can do. Ooh. And because I'm loving this game so much, I am like, this is one that I think I would enjoy an expansion to.
We definitely need to get that. You have my seal of approval.
Okay. You've stamped it.
Go for it.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Number 4 for this month is Everdell Duo. So Everdell was one of those games that, it's a resource management game and you're building out these cards in your tableau. And this is very, very similar in that way. But here's the thing. I liked this a little bit better because you liked it a little bit better because we were able to play it cooperatively.
Right.
Because this has a competitive mode and a cooperative mode. And I feel like the competitive mode is like really similar to Everdell, but the cooperative mode changes things a little bit. Yeah. You're having to work together. You only have so much time.
Yeah.
And they have like this, it's basically a campaign that you're going through. And you're trying to accomplish everything that it has you accomplish in each of the, I think they call them chapters.
Right.
And some of them are really hard.
Yeah, it got really hard. It got really hard.
I was shocked at how hard it was.
Yeah.
And we weren't playing on hard mode. We were playing on normal mode. And it was still really hard on the co-op mode.
Yeah, we got several chapters in.
We did. We haven't played through the entire campaign.
Nope.
I think we're chapter 5 or so.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
And there may be 7 or 8 different chapters for the campaign. But I really enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun for us to play through it. I don't know. Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah, and for me, Everdell was okay, not great. Mm-hmm. But Everdell Duo, when putting it in, making a co-op game, really bumped it up for me a lot. Mm-hmm. Because, I don't know, for some reason it didn't hit with me, Everdell.
You were kind of bored with it, right?
I was a little bit. It's not, that sounds harsh.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't bored with it. It didn't excite me.
Okay.
But with Everdell Duo, making it a co-op, it excited me enough to be interested in, and making it sort of a campaign also bumped up my interest in it. And so I would put Everdell Duo at a solid like B, maybe even B+.
Yeah, I would put it at a B as well.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good game. I don't think I would put it in the A category where it's like a great game for us, but I think it's definitely in that B, solid B category for us. I enjoyed my plays.
Yeah.
It's good.
Excellent. Okay, and then number 4 for me is The Lost Ruins of Arnak.
I can't even believe you're mentioning this.
It's surprising. So, this Lost Ruins of Arnak is a game that first of all, I sucked at it.
Yeah.
When we played it, I could not win to save my life. And it was another one of those games that I was like, I don't know, maybe confused by, because I wanted to go like fight the monsters and just do that and not worry about the architect track or whatever it's called at all. But you kind of need to
win the game.
To win the game. And so anyway, even when I did that, it just was like kind of a little bit, like same kind of place as Everdell, in that the feeling at least. But we've played it several more times, and it's grown on me more and more and more every time we played it. And then we played it on BGA.
That takes all the management out.
Yeah. And all of a sudden it clicked for me.
That is so crazy.
Yeah. And I had like this last playthrough that we did on BGA, I was into it. Like, I'm like, okay, I could see this game being an A for me.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed playing this with you on VGA. It was really fun. So
it's one of those that it's a surprising climber. For sure. Not all games do that, and some of these games that I've talked about, like Everdell, it's not like I played it once.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, I don't want to play that again. I've played it several times.
Right. You've given it a good shot.
I've given it a good shot.
Absolutely.
And it didn't change for me. But with Lost Ruins of Arnak, it absolutely did.
That is just wild.
Yeah.
I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
That's good, though. I'm really excited because that means that we're going to play it again. Yeah. And that's fun for me.
Because this is one of your favorite games. You really liked it.
Yes, I really liked this game, especially when we first got it. It was like mind-blowing to me. Like, I loved it. Now, it's obviously gone down a little bit because we've played so many more games. But I was so sad that you didn't like it very much because it meant that I didn't have anybody to really play with me very much with it. Yeah. So I'm excited to hear about this.
Just so everybody knows, these are our trends. So for me, I'm starting down here. I start down here with a game. I'm like, and then it goes up.
Yes.
Typically. And for her, it's like starts up here and then kind of trails off a little.
Yeah, so eventually we end up pretty close to the same place, most of the time. Not always.
Yeah.
There are games that you're obviously going to love more than me and vice versa, but it just, that's typically how we roll.
Kind of interesting.
Number 3 on my list was Bomb Busters. We got to play Bomb Busters. We had it, and then we waited to play it until we could play it at 4 players because I just felt like it would be more fun with 4 people. And I loved it. It's a deduction game. You're trying to figure out basically what each other has and not pull or cut the red wire.
Right.
And they ease you into it. So you're playing the like introductory sessions, and then eventually you get into the real game, I guess. Yes. And I was having a blast with this one. I think it's great. I think it's a good deduction game. I think it's a great cooperative game. I think it is a good family game as well. So I recommend Bomb Busters. It was good.
Yeah, so this is one that I will definitely need to play again because when we played it, I was very distracted.
That is true.
I was doing other things and trying to take care of something, and so I was very distracted. So it did not get a very good offering from me.
Right, and in fact, you actually had to leave, and then you came back and just jumped in kind of at right before we stopped playing it. So you only got a few plays really, and we were trying to catch you up on what we were doing.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll reserve my judgment of this game until I can play it again and give it a fair shot.
I think this is an A game for me. I think it's a great game. Yeah, I think it's really surprising. Good. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
So
that's very surprising, actually. Okay. So my number 3 is another game that started down here and ramped up. It's Let's Go to Japan. Yes. Yeah, so when we first played this game, I was not impressed. I was like, it was fine.
It's a game.
It's a game. But the more I've played it, the more I fall in love with it.
Yeah.
It's so fun. I think maybe what's difficult for me with a game like Let's Go to Japan is being able to transport myself into the game, so to speak. And it's taken me several plays of the game to really sort of get my mind in the game and understand, okay, I'm planning my vacation and sort of wrapping my head around that to going to Japan. And so
like really enjoying the theme of the game.
Yeah. So I have to get past all of the learning of the mechanics and the strategy of the game. And then I can really dive in and enjoy it. And I think that explains the slow ramp up to liking a game, typically. I don't know why I work that way. I just do.
That's fine.
So, but I love it now. Let's Go to Japan is an A game for me.
Yeah, it's really good. It's a good game. It's fun because I like the mechanism of you having to pick a card and then you're going to give whatever you don't choose to the person next to you or across from you.
Yep.
And then at some point they have to take those cards, all of your reject cards, and pick cards, but then give you cards back. And so there's this interesting drafting part where you're like, I know this could come back to me, and sometimes it does, and you're trying to figure out how it fits into your planning trip. And I don't know, it is good. It's really good. It has a lot more strategy than I initially thought it did when I first played it, because I was just like, oh, let's go here. And then now that we've played it quite a few times, I'm like, okay, there's a lot more to this game than I originally gave it credit for. I liked it, and I liked it from the beginning, but I like it more now knowing that there's different strategy.
Learning how to maximize the points of your cards. Yeah, there's a funny time that we played where there's a card that I absolutely did not want. And in the process of back and forth choosing, giving you rejects, getting your rejects.
Yes.
I saw the card 2 or 3 times. I'm like, who's gonna end up with this in the end? I can't remember. I don't remember who ended up with it, but probably me.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Neither one of us wanted it.
No.
My number 2 is a little game called Ticket to Ride.
You may have heard about it.
Yeah. So I know that this is a game that almost everybody has played, but let me explain why it's on my top 5 for the month. So we decided to introduce this game to my parents and my aunt. And so we try and get together once a week. It doesn't always work. But we try and get together with my parents and my aunt once a week to play games. And typically we play a lot of card games, games that are like family weight games, in more entry-level games, but we have a lot of fun with those games.
Absolutely.
And we were talking about it, and I thought this might be one that my parents would enjoy. And so we took Ticket to Ride, and we had so much fun playing Ticket to Ride with them and explaining how to play. I think they all loved it.
Yeah.
They all had a good time. Even my dad, who's the tough one. He doesn't always like games.
Yeah.
We kind of force games upon him.
Yeah.
And but I think he even had a good time. He loves trains, and I think that helped the theme and everything. I think it was just a winner. We had a blast. I was really glad we did this.
Yeah, he even was the one that said, we'll have to play that again next.
Yeah.
And so that was very surprising.
That's big.
That's a winner. Yes. And so anyway, it was a lot of fun.
And most of you have played it, love Ticket to Ride. It has a lot of nostalgia for a lot of people. And so it was really fun to go ahead and take that and kind of pull some people into gaming more.
Yeah, it's a classic for a reason.
That's true. It is.
All right, my number 2 is Sleeping Gods Primeval Peril. So we got this game as a borrow.
Yes.
We've played Sleeping Gods Distant Skies, and we haven't gotten a chance to play Primeval Peril yet, and so our daughter had it and let us borrow it, so we got to play through it. And we had a lot of fun with it.
We did. So it's a campaign, but it's a campaign that's meant to be played in one sitting.
Yeah, it's kind of a short campaign.
Yeah. And so it took us about 2 hours to play through the entire thing. And it's basically a pared down version of the Sleeping Gods game. So, I mean, it was really fun for what it was.
Yeah.
It was a great experience. I really liked it.
Yeah, we were able to dive right into it, being familiar with playing Distant Skies, and all the cards they look the same, they act the same, all the mechanisms are the same, and so we were able to jump right in. And
combat was very much the same, so it worked really well.
Yeah, it was awesome. We had a great time playing it.
I mean, the story was not mind-blowing or anything, but it was really good. It was enough to keep my attention.
Yep.
We were having a good time with it.
Yep.
All right, number 1 is Paladins of the West Kingdom. Okay, so we haven't played Paladins in a long time because he has not been a fan. And I got to pick, and he was like, yeah, whatever. And I said Paladins, and he was like, okay, I'll try it again.
Yeah.
And because he loves me and he's nice to me. And so we pulled out Paladins, and it had been so long that I had to kind of relearn it.
Yeah.
And we played it, and I remembered why I like this. In fact, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this game. And he had the exact opposite reaction to it. I was hoping that after so much time, he would come back and be like, oh, this isn't bad. Yeah. That's not what happened.
No. I mean, it's possible that it could be one that, if we play it several times, could go from, I don't really like this game, to it's okay. But I don't think this one's ever going to be one that I really like.
I like it so much. I love the engine that you're building. I love that you get to do, you kind of have to go with a certain one or two things in your strategy. You can't do everything, because when you do everything, you spread yourself too thin, and you just can't make it work. But you pick a couple of things and you start really concentrating on those things and just building up. And I just love it. So good. And it just reminded me how much I love the West Kingdom trilogy. And we haven't played any of the South Tigris trilogy yet. But I'm sure I would love it, but I'm not so sure he would. So
I mean, we could try it.
Yeah. But anyway,
I love...
you love Viscounts.
Viscounts, yeah. Viscounts is a really high game for me.
That's true. So, I don't know. But anyway, I really enjoyed this. It's definitely gone up on the West Kingdom.
Yeah.
So that was my number one for the month of May, Paladins.
Yep. My number one is a pretty surprising one to me. Mm-hmm. It was Courtesans.
Oh, yeah. So good.
Yeah. So we got this game very recently.
Yeah, it was late in May, and so it didn't make it onto our May game haul. So you'll probably see it again when we do our June game haul.
Yeah.
But we got a chance to play it actually in May.
Yep. And first of all, the production value is really high.
Yeah, you really like the cards.
Yes. Anytime you put gold foil, then you have me.
You just love it.
You have me. I'm good. I love it so much. And the only exception to that is the mat, the Queen's Table.
Yes.
If they had made that neoprene or something, it would have been much better. But it's cloth.
It's cloth, and so it doesn't straighten out. It needs to be ironed, but when you roll it up and put it back in the game box, it would just kind of do the same thing.
Yeah. So. But the cards are fantastic.
They are.
And this game is so much fun. You draw 3 cards each, and you either place it in your area, in their area, or at the Queen's Table. And
you have to do it.
You have to do one in each. And so you draw 3 cards and you play 3 cards every turn. And there's all kinds of different cards like spies and assassins and what are the shield ones called?
I think they're the guard or something.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called. And then there's other ones too. But anyway, there's a lot of puzzle to it.
Yes.
Because you have competing objectives.
Right.
Yeah, so there are 2 different types of objective cards. You have a white one and a blue one. And you're trying to complete those objectives. And their objectives may be counter to yours or have nothing to do with it. You don't know.
Right.
But as you go along, if there's a family that I'm trying to make fall from grace, she may need them to be elevated.
Yes.
And so we're kind of fighting about which one's going to win out.
And if there's if I want to, or I'm playing a card in your hand or whatever, I want to make sure that it's going to be a negative on you and a positive for me. So if you don't take that, it might not be a good game for you. This was so good.
It's so much fun. It falls in the same line for me as the Air, Land, and Sea. Those sorts of you have a hand, you have to make a winning hand out of it, a puzzle. You have to figure out the puzzle of how to win with those cards, and I love that.
Right.
And
we've only played it at 2 players so far, and we just had so much fun with it.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited. I want to play it at a higher player count because I think it goes up to 5 and see how much that changes the game. And I think we're going to have maybe a game day next weekend.
Yeah, next
and
weekend.
have some more players, so maybe we can pull it out and see how it goes.
I hope we do get to do that because I'm so excited about it. This one's high on my list.
Yes.
It's number 1 for the month of May, but overall this one's going to be real high.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see once we play it a bunch of we've played it, I don't know, 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah.
We played it, no, maybe more than that.
I think we played it more.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've played it quite a few times already, and it has definitely been a winner.
Yep. So those are our games for the month of May. Our favorite games.
Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.
And tell us down below in the comments, what are your favorite games that you played in May? We definitely would love to hear about that.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.